All right. I hope you're having a nice day today. We're going to go over something called static contraction holds. And this isn't gimmick what I'm about to tell you. This isn't bro science what I'm about to tell you. This is absolutely scientifically sound. It's proven. This is research. These numbers that you're seeing here are very accurate. You're going to be looking at approximately doubling your strength in these 8 to 10 weeks. And again, this is proven. This isn't fantasy. You just have never heard about this. How this works. This is isometric training, static contraction holds. 30 seconds. That's all we're doing. It's going to take the muscle to complete and utter failure because we're going to be using about roughly 80 to 90% of your 1 rep max. Here's how this works. You're going to take 30 seconds. Let's say it's a squat. So right where you're going to find the maximum amount of tension for you, so roughly about the sticking point, you're going to hold that position for 30 seconds, and that is the actual exercise. You're not going up and down. You're holding that position of maximum tension for about 30 seconds at about, let's say the load you're using is 120 pounds. I want you to think of how this works, of how we're depleting the muscle to complete and utter temporary failure like this. Think of your muscle as a whole. Think of the load, the 120 pounds, as a shovel. Think of the shovel, the digging concept, as what's referred to as inroading. So eventually, your strength is going down. It's being depleted as the time under tension increases. 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 25 seconds, 30 seconds. We're digging, we're inroading your muscles. We're taking all that dirt out over time. Eventually, you get to the point where your strength and the load are equal. This is what we call your muscles' reserve ability. Think of it as bedrock to the whole. You just have got all the dirt, now we're hitting the bedrock. You're going to be able to hold for about 5 to 10 seconds maximum. You're digging out, you're scooping out, you're inroading with that shovel all of your muscles' reserve ability capacity. This is where the muscle, the moment it starts to drop past that point of peak tension, once you're no longer performing a completely still static hold, your muscle has temporarily failed. You've temporarily completely dug out all of your reserve ability capacity in the muscle. You've inroaded maximally. Now, because your muscle has failed, we are now going to take off much time. Not 1 to 2 days. No, we're looking at 3, 4, 5 days. Depending on your genetics, your lifestyle, how you eat, how stressful your life is, this number is going to be different. Okay, it's different for everybody, but generally speaking, about 5 days roughly for starting novices. That's generally speaking what you're going to be looking at. Again, that's the majority of the data. But it will increase the deeper you actually get into this. Months and months go in, your recovery is going to almost definitely go up. Because understand something, the rate by which you recover must be equal to the level of the intensity, because the load is directly equal to the level of intensity. Eventually you get to a point where your load is so intense that you've almost gone into another bracket. So now your recovery has to increase as well. Once we have fully recovered, once your fast twitch muscle fibers have fully recovered, now your strength is back to baseline of what it was prior to your last exercise session. So 120 pounds again. Here is where it gets interesting. Now that you have fully recovered, now your body can accept the adaptive stimulus and actually grow more strength, more mitochondrial density, more contractile tissue. But it's not just going to be 5 pounds or 10 pounds, whatever the percent increase is. Your body, because it hated having its reserve ability capacity dug into, is now going to overcompensate and put on more strength in order to not tap into its reserve ability capacity because it hates it. It hates with the passion for its muscle to be utterly fatigued. So it's going to add on about a 10%, more or less, but usually 10% plus of its original strength level in order to combat the potential for having its reserve ability dug into again. But, you're going to be continuously doing that because that's how we're doing this. So let's go with a bigger number. This incline bench press, 200 pounds, instead of just doing 205 the next time, now you'll be able to do 220, then 240, then 265, then 290, 320, 350, 385, 425. These are all 10% increments, 10% increases that are very likely to happen if you are recovering fully and allowing your body to fully adapt. And sometimes your body's going to overcompensate exponentially, and you're actually going to see a 15 to 20%, if not even higher percent increase, which I've experienced several times with several of my exercises. These aren't my numbers again. These are just very accurate numbers as to what it could look like for you. This is a template. So how do you learn more about this? How do you double your strength in 8 to 10 weeks? That's unheard of. Well, it's scientific and it's proven. And I'm not into spending an hour and a half to 2 hours, 3 to 5 days a week, 6 days a week, exercising myself to death, putting on tons and tons of volume for no reason, just wasting away, really. When instead, I personally, half my exercises, I'm at 12 days of recovery, and 30 seconds is all it takes, literally 30 seconds for an exercise every 12 to 13 days, and my numbers go up 10%, if not more, every single time. Do you know how much of a time saver that is? Especially when you have a super busy life. Maybe you've got kids, maybe you're a single parent, maybe you just had a newborn baby. Your time is your most valuable commodity, and you're spending 30 seconds doing an exercise. That's it. One set to failure. Check us out at kingdomability.com. This is not garbage. What I've presented to you here is literally like nothing compared to what we've got on our website. It's the stuff for building bone density, muscle mass, strength, range of motion, flexibility, mobility, scar tissue removal, naturally. Peak levels of athleticism. And again, that's just scratching the surface of what Kingdom Ability offers. Check us out on our YouTube page, Kingdom Ability. This isn't a joke, and you'll be surprised to see what it is that we actually offer on our website, because it's not what you think it is. This is not a gimmick. This is scientifically sound. Now, get back to our video.